Selam, selam, selam leki. 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 Selam, selam, selam leki.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we grew up in Ethiopia in Tseguereda city. And childhood, yeah, it was interesting. 6 in the morning we used to go to church, and then we go school, and then in the evening we always in the church in the evening, and we do like rosary and stuff. Our parents very spiritual, and always, my dad especially very spiritual, and then always, I learn a lot from him, and he do rosary, all day. If he's not talking, he's praying, like all the time. I always interrupt him because he always praying, so I have to talk to him all the time, and he always, I always follow my dad's step because me and my dad like very close, and follow him, and sometimes he will teach me, how to pray or talk about the saints.
After finish school, I work for UNICEF, Care Ethiopia, they call it. It comes through United Nations. I work for 2 years to go to countryside to help people, They're migrating from their city because of the tribe problem still. So I seen the first hand how people are suffering. Then, you only help when the United Nations is there. So when that job stopped, I just don't feel like stay Ethiopia at all because of the politics, everything changed. So with the group, we tried to run away. 3 days, people watching me in a dream that what is I'm planning. So are you guys planning something? They see in the dream that we're going to run away. So in 3 days, we have to leave the city, otherwise we're gonna get cut. So all my friends, we get together, we run away to the nearest country, which is Djibouti. The journey is very challenging. 13 days in the desert. I never stopped day or night praying for 13 days until we get to the country, Djibouti.
We do pray, we always connected in prayer, and the desert, and save us from the desert when we live in Ethiopia, me and my friend. And there is a miracle happened there in the desert. I almost died, but I survived. And we went to Djibouti, and we stayed there for 2 years. Everything was fine because I dream about it like nothing will happen over there. Gonna be perfect, peace and everything. And I have confidence. I already saw in a dream, so I know that when I get there, it will be fine. And it was 2 years. It was best place we live, and we were blessed, and nothing happened. And we went to Rome. Same thing in Rome. We stay, in the country, and the problem is we pray in the house, but we couldn't connect with the church because different language. And when you're a refugee and then you have so many things going on in your life, try to find your way, which way to go. And being young also and no family around you, it's very difficult to set up your life because you don't know nothing, and when we're in Ethiopia, the family set up for us everything. They do everything for us. But that time you are abandoned, like you are by yourself, and they have to find your way. So the only channel you have is you have to connect to the God, because otherwise, very challenge for me because I was young. And I always pray and I always ask Jesus, please help me.
So from Italy again, we have to travel to Canada because they don't give you paper, the residence paper. So that's our final rest. We went to Canada.
So prayer is like, for me, is a key for anything. When in prayer, you can ask any question you have, and then they will show you in a dream. For me, I want to see in a dream, so I will know exactly where I'm going, whatever question I have, whatever trouble I have, and what's coming. For me, it's like what's coming, even sometimes will show me in a dream already. One day I dreamed about I was in a jungle, trying to find my way out. It's a big jungle, and then and I was very dark. Some area also open, but there's no way out. I was walking and walking for a long time, and I couldn't find the road, the main road that come out. And then when after a long time I was walking, and then I find a small, very small road, it's like brand new road. And then I step on, and then there's the jungle continue. And then I step there, stand over there, and then I look back and forth. And then if there is any something sign to see, like a house or something. And then when I turn around in the right side, and I saw somebody's walking slowly. Look like in the movie, you know, those when Jesus wear the apostle, how they wear that kind of clothes. And I look and I say, oh, let me ask that person. And then I start walking on the right side and follow him. He'll turn around, he look at me, and then he start walking slow, it's not fast, you know, and try to catch on. When I was going close to him, and then look like I know him, but in a dream I know him, but I don't know his name in a dream, like familiar face. And then I see small town, and then and up on a mountain I will see like a white castle. It's very big, it's white, everything is white. And I say, oh, okay, now I think I'm a good way now. I find my way, and then I'm trying to catch on him. So, and I wake up in that dream. And after a little while, I didn't know what it meant until I came to Canada. So, and then after a little while, I understand the dream because it's my life, that all that jungle is life that I have to pass through. But then at the end, I felt that I know I will follow Jesus one day. I will follow him. I love the saint story. So when I'm like, when Ruth is sleeping or something, then when I have time, I always put like church song, or if I take a break to sit, and then I'll look for the saint, like new video, new something or movie. I always open channel and see YouTube. And then one day I was watching, and then when I was watching some movie, and then I saw one of your video. I opened the video and I was watching. First there was a prayer, and they pray, and I said, okay, first like, you know, the Spanish and stuff I didn't understand, but and then it was English translated in the back, and I was listening. Suddenly you start praying, you guys praying in Amharic, and I was like, what? I was shocked. I was like, wow, these people speak our language. And then I would just try to listen. I was kind of very interesting. So when you speak, like, you know, when you pray in Amharic, kind of like surprise. And then I have to see the whole thing. I said, you know, I'm not going to just, you know, leave it, right? So I was watching, and she was working that day. So I shared the video, and then I call her. I say, you watch that video because they pray in Amharic. And she's like, where do you find them? And then I said to myself, the thing I was surprised, another surprise in that video. And I didn't know divine messengers, they are coming. I thought they stopped long time ago. Like Fatima. I never heard of Majugori and Fatima. After that, I don't think they came back, so that's in my head. So I was like, wow, they're still coming. I didn't know they're coming. I thought they stopped coming,
So after we find the divine messenger, is another bonus for spiritual. We learn more that we don't know.
And then, and I used to say myself sometimes, we should go there. We want to go there one day. 2 years ago, we thought about it, and then I told her, we should go. Especially the Christmas time, Christmas Eve, there was the message that everybody, there, and then they get blessed, and they're talking about Jesus, how he born, and how the life that time, all the story about the nativity, the story. And I said, we should be there, we should be Christmas or Easter, one day we'll be there. So last year, not long ago, but I was praying. I asked Mother Mary to help me if she could give us permission to come. So I pray and I wait and I, pray a lot. And every time when I'm doing rosary, and then back of my head, I always ask question. Okay, when you give us offering, like when you said you're ready to go, when you give us permission, and then we will go. Means that the door is open for us. So, and then when I was praying for a little while, and then one day, it was like looked like a like a European style, and a small narrow road, but then it was open area, and she was sitting in the middle of the street, and people sitting, but it's not a lot of people, but, and then she said, welcome, welcome, she said in an open arm, and then she said, welcome. And then I told her, now we're going. So, and I said, okay, get ready. And then, there is a challenge for us, for me, and to bring my daughter the place that I never been, the language I never speak. We didn't even know where we're going. But I said to the Lord, I said, Lord, I know I'll have to trust you to go anywhere. When you call, I will come. Even the place I never been, the country I never been. And then because I trust you, and then I will come. I'm sure that nothing will happen, but I have to trust you. I have to let it go. All the fear, all the things that comes in my head, and try to block it. And I trust you and with this journey, and that I know that you're going to bless it, open the door for us. So I say, you know what, it's like closing your eyes and jump. That's the thing for me. Even though I have fear, it was like my daughter, if something happened, and some people, they said, oh, maybe, there's people that are going to kidnap you. I said, no, I will trust the Lord. I pray. I have to trust him, not people. So I just, ignore everything. And then we came.
So we put ourselves like the desert for us to come here, to look for him, right? We come here for him, for Jesus and Mary and everything.
It worth it. Like when we come to Maria Center, it's just the most, like I can't explain. It was, we cried the whole time. We're running around like, oh my God, St. Michael, oh my Mother Mary, and we go everywhere. We cry, we couldn't have enough, you want to touch more, hug more, but, it's like the joy. So many, you can feel it, that mixed feelings, and it's beautiful. Even now, I'm gonna miss this place. It's big and beautiful, and so much to see, and so much to feel, and all the breeze and all the, and then, so much, share the food together. I feel it brought me back when I was younger, like when I was in boarding school. We used to pray and eat together, so it's like, brought me back all the memories like when I was younger. You have to believe. That's the main point. Is like you have to believe that you have to let it go, all the fear, and then trust him, and then take us forward, and then you will see what's in there, That's for me. I saw him in a dream. I used to see him in a dream that his throne is there's a throne area, but he's sitting in the ground with his crown and blood in his head and his leg and everything and some of his clothes. And he's sitting there. He just watched me. And there is many times it just broke my heart just to see him like that and kind of very sad. So I know he tried to wake me up to follow him. But at that time, for some reason, there was so much going on and distract me and I'll go back and the same thing. And then I see him in my mind, not just in a dream, but in my mind too. Every time I think of him, he will just come just like that again. So then I told him, please wait for me. You know, when you gather your ships, please wait for me. Not to forget me, you know. So I used to like ask him to please wait for me, like, you know, so I will be like abandoned, you know, like that. So for a long time.
All this suffering that he went through for us, all these things he take from us, for all humankind. But still, you know, people don't understand, you know, the suffering, all everything. So for me, it's too much really to take it. So he always in my heart, always. So we crossed all this, you know, being as a refugee, we went everywhere. He always bless us with everything. We never have problem. He will always provide everything for us. But we're not perfect still. You know, that's the saddest part. But now, totally, I'm willing to go not my way, for his will, and trying to do the best I can the rest of my life.